I'll call the meeting to order. Could you please stand and salute the flag? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you and welcome to our meeting. The first thing I would like to get a motion to add an item to the agenda and to remove an item from the agenda. The item to be added is to award a bid for the Wilson Pond Culvert Project. And the item we won't be discussing is the election, the comprehensive plan.
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay, so there is a motion by Howard, second by Chris to change the agenda. And who else in favor? Thank you. Next is the approval of the minutes from the last meeting. I thought they were good, considering that we had
A substitute?
a new recording secretary.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of June 2nd as written.
Second.
So there's a motion by Chris, a second by Mike to approve the minutes of that our new recording secretary wrote for the last meeting. All those in favor? Thank you. Next is department reports and Chief Mulheron, I'll get you first.
Hello, good evening. I just got a few things. Tomorrow night, we're going to be having a department meeting that's reference to, well, it's mostly going to center around the upcoming events that we have over the next couple of months, like the fair, the concert on the lake, and National Night Out. The fair and the concert on the lake will be, I'll be trying to figure out who can work those and such. This past Monday on the 14th, I attended the meet and greet with the theater people. Gave them the rundown on, what we do here and what can be done for them and such. And the last thing I have is after the election, I sent out 6 bids for the new cruiser. The opening date is going to be June 30th. So I'll be able to report on that night what I think we should get for a bid or which dealership is going to get the bid. Already had a couple of dealerships already stop in to take a look at the cruiser, the one we're trading, that is. And that's really all I have. Are there any questions?
Questions? No, thank you.
Thank you.
Dan Roy, Chief Roy.
Yeah, good evening.
Hi.
So it's nice to see everybody with their masks off. You can see all your faces, so hello. Nice sight.
You too.
Yes. Fire department's been fairly steady. Most recently, we went on a couple of brush fire calls, mutual aid out of town. One was in Winthrop, another was in Leeds. And then on graduation day, we did a procession through town with all the graduates from Monmouth Academy. So that was a pretty fun time. Both Monmouth Fire and Police participated in that. This past week, one of our firefighters, Jessica Gray, she successfully completed her firefighter 1 and 2 program. That's a 6-month program, pretty intense, over 200 hours of training. And she passed her pro board test. So she's actually a certified firefighter. So pretty proud of that. It's a big achievement. As you can see, the paving got done at the parking lot at the fire station. Looks great. Today, we had a striping crew out there painting the stripes. They got to come back on Monday to finish up, but they got most of them done today. it's looking pretty good. And then tomorrow evening, the fire department's going to be out on Cocknowagan Lake. We'll be doing water rescue training. So we'll be out there with Marine 84. And the last thing I got is the fire department's going to be hosting another blood drive. This one's coming up on Tuesday, July 6th from 12 to 5 p.m. So if anybody in town's interested, they can go online to the American Red Cross and pre-register. They got another big drive coming up with the holidays and the summer months, and so they're hurting for blood donation. So hopefully people can fill up. We've been pretty successful the last couple, so we're going to try one more right off here. So that's all I have, unless you have any questions for me.
I just want to point out I believe it's correct, Dan, that if you don't pre-register, you cannot donate. You can't just show up and
That's
donate.
Yep, that's correct. So you got to go online, and it's a pretty simple process and pre-register. If you try to come through the door that day, they'll unfortunately turn you away and try to give you information on other drives maybe in the area that you can pre-register for something else.
Dan, there's been, I think, 6 freshwater drownings in the state in the past week. So that training's, coming at I think, an appropriate time. Does the Marine unit have necessary equipment on to administer assisted CPR and an AED and that sort of thing? Or?
No, the boat does not, but we have 2 trucks, Engine 83 and Engine 86, from each of the 2 stations that have AEDs. And chances are, if we're going on a water rescue call, one of those 2 trucks will most definitely be going out on the same call as Marine 84, and we can take the pack off and put it in the boat to assist in any type of water rescue. Speaking of which, I got contacted by Chief Brooks, and I heard Chief Mulhern talking about the concert on the lake coming up, and we've actually been invited this year to participate in pre-planning for that event. So we may be staffing the boat ramp in Monmouth with Marine 84. So we'll actually have it in the water and be covering the southern end of the lake should an incident happen that day when there's going to be a lot of boater activity. So a lot of people don't know that we have water rescue capabilities. So the more we can get out there and get the boat out in the public, the better, to let them know that we're out there.
Thank you.
What date is that, Dan?
I believe it's July 24th. And Kevin can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it's coming up in July.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
anything else? Okay, thank you, Dan. Linda?
I don't really have a report this week. Just been busy catching up after the election, and we don't have a lot of people tuning in tonight, but for those who might be or might watch us on YouTube later, I just want to one more time put out an explanation about the change in the tentative results that came out the night of the election and the official on the day after. So we had 2 machines running on election day. One of them was the absentee ballot machine. We processed absentee ballots on Monday, the bulk of them, and then the machine was brought to the polling place on Tuesday to run the rest of the absentees through. And then we had the other machine, which was the election day machine, and that was everyone who voted in person to the polling place on Tuesday. At the end of the night, each machine prints out a tape after 8 o'clock and after all the ballots have been put through. And the election clerks have to add those 2 tapes together to get the total results for each question. So it was in adding the yeses together on the school budget referendum that a mistake was made and not caught until I certified the results the next morning, which is why we do tentative results the night before. Everyone wants to see a printout and see how people are doing, who's winning and what's winning. But town clerks and city clerks are required the next morning after an election, all elections, to certify the results. We go through looking for numbers that have been transposed, and we look for errors in addition, not subtraction. There's no subtracting done, and that's when I caught the error. I knew that the RSU wanted to get their results first thing that morning, and that was the first question that I was certifying, and I found the error. So it was nothing nothing wrong with the ballots, nothing wrong with the machines, it was human error. It was loud, we're required to break down the polling place at the end of the election. So, the crews were in there, and I believe that what happened was just one of the clerks didn't hear the number correctly when he was adding it into the calculator. But nothing nefarious happened, and the results are certified, and they add up every way that they need to add up at this point.
Thank you. Next on the agenda are select board reports.
I have something. I just think everybody needs an explanation of why we removed the work session for the comprehensive plan. I only just got the materials late yesterday evening and forwarded them to Linda to give to everyone on the board this morning. The main document is 83 pages, does not yet include the maps and other materials that'll be in it, but it's the gist of the written part. And there's a several page report on the goals and objectives. I didn't think there was sufficient time for the folks on the select board to have the opportunity to review the materials, to have a discussion on it. And we do have plenty of time. We really don't need to make a decision until August. There's a couple things that have to happen. There's a number of things that need to be finished up on the plan. Then it has to be submitted to DECD. They have to approve it before we can put it on a warrant anyway. If we were to delay it until the June warrant, that would also allow us time to include census data and give us more time to do the approval process through DECD. I do plan on having Steve O'Donnell, the chair, here next time at our next meeting. He may have a better explanation of the timeline and what we should and shouldn't do than I do. The next meeting is a week from tonight on Wednesday. I will be at that meeting. If anybody has any questions or concerns about what they read in there, things that are put in or might have been left out, or something you'd like to see change, please let me know ahead of time and I will be certain to bring it up. And that, of course, that is also posted on the website, correct?
The comprehensive plan
Yeah.
meeting, it will be.
Well, I mean, the materials that I forwarded to you.
I was planning on posting them with the packet that when you would be discussing them before the board. But the
Okay,
comprehensive, Charles usually sends me everything that he wants posted that's part of that packet, the comprehensive plan, either.
for next Wednesday,
Yeah,
and you'll post that, what, tomorrow probably?
I'm not sure. I'm not in the office tomorrow, so I'm not sure if we will even get that from him tomorrow. It might not get posted until
Well,
Monday.
what you'll get is what I just gave
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
And I actually would not be opposed to just putting on the website and saying comprehensive plan progress. I would very much like people to be able to see that and read it and be able to call me or anybody on the comprehensive plan committee with any concerns or questions, well before the next meeting. I just, posting it, a couple days before the meeting is just not adequate.
I have a question for you though, because I thought the discussion this evening was only going to be on which election the board wanted to put that on. I didn't know you were going to get into a comprehensive discussion about the
Well,
plan.
I at the very least wanted the board to have the materials to see what it was. And part of that discussion for putting it in an election is how far along is it? What needs to be done, the process, and any concerns people on the select board may have. And of course, there will be a public hearing too from the comprehensive plan committee for people to comment. But I'm just feel that people should have as much opportunity and access as possible.
I just want to make sure because we have the capital improvement program coming to you next week and the results of the survey. So that's going to be a pretty good discussion, I think. It's gonna take up some time.
Well, it's really not a big deal to even put it on July the 15th.
I can do that.
I can talk to Steve O'Donnell about that at the meeting, it shouldn't be a problem.
No problem, as far as I'm concerned, pushing it off, because even if we wanted to put it on on November vote, which I don't think is probably the wisest thing to do, but we'd still have ample time.
Oh, yeah, you could do it at the last meeting in August, and we'd still have plenty of time.
Okay.
But I want to make sure that gets put on the website
Yeah.
and people have an opportunity to read what's been done and comment.
Okay.
Will the changes in it be highlighted so that you can pick out right away?
That's an interesting thought. Usually they are. I don't believe they are in this one. I think it's just the updated version. I will certainly bring that up, though. I think that's probably very important for people to know what the changes are and how it differs from the other one.
Right.
Certain things have been removed because we've done them. Certain things have been added because some people want to go in a little bit more green direction. Some things have been added to perhaps hopefully enhance economic development. So there are quite a few changes, and in some cases streamlining of what was in it before.
So highlights would be good.
I will talk to Steve about that, and we can talk, and of course he'll talk to KB Collider. He's really the point of reference
Okay,
for that. It's better for us to have just one person communicate with KB Collider, really, other than at the meetings. I mean, you're right.
I looked through it quickly today and noticed that at the end of each section, there was highlighted questions. That was the only thing I noticed. As in highlights, that was.
Yeah, some of the
was
sections,
Some things in yellow, highlighted in
Right.
yellow. So having never looked at one of those before, I don't know if it was that way. Or if you want, or if you're planning on highlighting whole areas that are new or different, so.
well, in this particular case, the document you have are sections that may be controversial or didn't quite know how to word them, or didn't quite know what everybody wanted. So the question means we need more work on this section, basically.
I know when we did the revision of the land use ordinance back in 2006, maybe, I think it was, or something like that.
Right.
That we did outline, we did block off the sections that were being changed and then put the suggested change in underneath them. So like if it was gonna be removed, we just blocked it off and put removed. And if it was gonna be changed, then we had the original wording, and then underneath we had, the suggested revision wording highlighted, so you could tell what we were doing.
Well, I noticed the same thing Kristen did, and my question is, why aren't these documents done using track changes? It's all part of that Word document.
I'm hoping that they have, somewhere they have that.
Yeah.
The big problem with KB cog has been, they've been through 2 directors and 3 coordinators for this project.
Yeah.
So that's a question for Steve, though, and I will ask him.
Because it's a really great function, because you can go back and look at, who's putting what in and why, and it's got just a great feature in putting together a Word document. So I'm sure Tim's familiar with it, so. That's something-
That's exactly what we did when we were updating the land use ordinance.
Exactly.
It's very helpful.
Okay.
I will bring up those concerns.
good, thank you. Any other selectmen reports?
I just wanted to thank Keith for putting the 25-mile-an-hour sign back up on Maple Street that was missing. So he did that this week and got the pedestrian crossing signs up there. So that's been good.
Oh, I should have asked Chief Mulheron why the sign out here on 132 on Main Street isn't working.
Oh, the digital sign?
Yeah,
It's working, it's collecting data.
It's just not putting a speed up or?
You got it.
that's actually-
Sneaky,
yes.
sneaky.
Yeah.
That is
That
better.
is better,
Yeah.
because then people aren't jamming the
Exactly.
brakes when they see the light flash.
Yeah. Now we just need to have noise, some way to control noise on exhaust. That's my next thing, so.
Yep.
Doug, I've got a couple things real quick. I wanted to thank Linda when I came on. This is my last official meeting. I thought the last one was, but.
I thought the 30th.
No, we
No,
got one more.
Yeah, there's still one more.
One more.
It's like the Hotel California. You
Yeah.
can't leave.
Yeah,
Well, I know
let
it was-
you in, but we won't. let you
It was,
out.
But I'm
it was
listening.
weird because last year when we got sworn in, we were
It
already.
was already in July.
Right, so this one,
yeah.
and then Tim brought up that one. I
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
even looked at the calendars.
So,
I
well,
thought this
14 days from today is the
Yeah,
30th.
30th. But
Yeah.
okay.
Get one
I-
more.
Disregard. This is like when I put in my notice in Gardner.
No,
It
you're
was
not
like 6
leaving.
months later, and I finally was able to get out of there. But, so, okay, well,
That might
I
happen
stand
here.
corrected.
Okay, so we'll start with the, next is public comment. Any public or comment? Nobody's there. Okay,
Oh my God.
next item is the donation of items previously loaned to residents.
Let me ask Linda, that's primarily just desks, correct?
The only thing that we loaned were desks to about 9 families, and then we also loaned a rolling cart to the Cottrell Taylor Basket Fund.
Well, I'd like to move that we approve donation of those items to the people and organization involved.
Second.
So there's a motion by Tim, a second by Harold to, do you have a question?
Yeah, before you vote, I just wanted to also let you know, I did get a call last year from Paul Esch over at the Amish community. And he was wondering about the possibility of us maybe donating some desks to them. And I'm wondering how you feel about that, because I told him that, and I kept this note for a year. I said, I will call you after we pass the question that gives us the authority to dispose of them. We have a lot of desks.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
Well, the one thing that I would like to do before we do that is make sure that we advertise in the advertiser one more time that we do have desks available for any Monmouth resident. Let's get our residents taken care of first. And then I can't really imagine there'd be a lot of them. So more than likely we'll be able to accommodate the request, but I'd like to take care of Monmouth residents first.
How much time would you like me to give from the time we do an advertisement until I can make a decision to donate to the Amish community?
Did he have an ask on how many?
He didn't,
He didn't.
no.
So we should get that.
Yeah, why don't you find out that and bring it to the
Yeah.
next meeting and.
There's
Because I-
probably 100 or more desks, way more than that probably left over there.
Well, I would think that we could accommodate him. I
Yeah,
know
more
that their
than likely.
community is not, not as large as Smyrna's yet, but it's coming on, so.
Okay, so I'll advertise and then.
Did they have a time when they needed them, or it could be
No,
next fall?
no, I mean, they needed them at the time, but I said, we can't do anything because we don't have the authority to dispose of this property yet. And I will get in touch with you next June. So are you okay with me, after we've advertised to the public and given a little bit of time, reaching out to him and making a donation?
I don't have any problem with that.
Actually, I would suggest you reach out to him sooner and say, how
How
many
many
desks?
do you need?
How many do you
Yeah,
want? Yeah.
exactly.
I'll do that.
I think That's a
good.
great idea.
So there's a motion and by Tim and a second by Harold to approve this, the donation of those items. All those in favor? Thank you.
Now, if I might, Mr. Chairman, just ask, since we do now have the authority to donate things given to us by the town warrant, or the town voting body.
We do
And-
know we have Didn't we get that?
Yes.
Yes, that's what he's.
That's what I'm saying, now that we have the
Oh, now that
authority.
we have it, yes.
And the outdoor restrictions have been completely relaxed and are disappearing on the 30th altogether. When are we gonna get the swap tables back up there at the transfer station?
We're working on it. We're working on it now, trying to find the right place to put it and the right covering, but it's coming soon. We are working on it.
It's definitely a topic I get asked
I
frequently.
know you do, so do I, on a regular basis, but we are bringing
Well,
it back.
yeah, and I wanted to make sure I brought it up.
And I actually meant to say something about that earlier, so thank you.
So do we vote on that?
You did.
You did.
Yes,
All right.
didn't we?
So the next thing is warrant 26.
No,
Oh, no,
Number 7.
excuse me. The next one is awarding the bid.
no, one back
Setting the application deadline
for the planning
for
board.
applications to the planning board.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Number 7.
All right. Wow. Okay, setting the application deadline for the applications to be on the planning board agenda.
As I understand it, they would like a couple of extra days. They'd like the submission date to be the Tuesday before the planning board meeting the following week. Currently, it's Thursday before the planning board meeting, which is the following Thursday, 7 days. They'd like to have an additional 2 days. I will move that, that's how we set it for now. Obviously, with the change to the ordinance approved at town meeting, we can revisit this anytime we need to.
So 9 days before the scheduled meeting?
Yes,
Is that 9 working? Is that
No, 9 calendar.
just 9 calendar days?
And that'll work fine. Part of the problem is that Thursday is the last day of our work week.
Yeah.
And so right now, 5 o'clock is the deadline to get an application in. Well, there's no one in on Friday. So getting those applications into the planning board packet and getting it posted to give adequate public notice of the items that are coming up, there just isn't enough time. So we're asking to move it back 2 days. That's all we want.
Why not 2 weeks?
That would be too
Too-
much.
too
The
much.
planning board only meets once a month. If the planning board met twice a month, like we do or more, then it wouldn't be a problem. But we don't want to put anyone who's doing a project in a place where they have to wait a full month
Sure.
or
Okay.
longer.
Yeah.
So 2 days will do it. I've talked to Charles at KB cog and he's hoping that this will pass tonight because it's gonna make everything a lot easier and give public a lot more notice. So if you, maybe Tim could just add in their close of business on Tuesday. We don't.
that's fine. I'm open. There's still the motion, since there's been no second, the motion actually still belongs to me.
So just amend it to close the business on Tuesday?
Well, I'll just restate my motion to say close of business on Tuesday,
Okay, I'll second that.
So is it,
So just,
9 days before.
correct.
Thank you.
so is a motion to set the application deadline for applications to be on the planning board agenda to the close of business on Tuesday, a 9-day period
Before the meeting.
before the meeting.
Yeah.
So all those in favor? Thank you.
Thank you.
Now you can add
Next.
the one you added.
Right, to award the bid for the Wilson Pond culvert.
Thank you. So we had, I believe it was 6 bids. The lowest bid came in at $176,250. It's a really good price for us. These bids were kind of wild because the top bid was way more.
700,000, something. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was kind of odd, but.
Now they're all bidding on the same specifications and providing the same work.
That's what concerned me.
Yeah, it's very
is that
strange.
You had one company a little bit more thorough than the other, or every,
I
Well-
looked at that and I think the big difference was what they were going for, the box culvert type. I thought that was the number that was so much different.
I
than
know.
one of them,
Well, when the
wasn't
bids
it?
came in, Wright Pierce was there and we actually did it in a Zoom meeting and all of the bidders pretty much were on the Zoom meeting. And then Wright Pierce, as does usually the engineer, took all of the bids back and went through every single one of them for completeness to make sure that, yeah, this is the lowest bid, but is it complete and has it met all the requirements of the bid that was put out? And they have. And Wright Pierce is good with this one. I am happy with this because, as you know, the state has changed its mind on giving us that $95,000 grant. So we had originally borrowed $345,000 for this project because that's what we originally thought it was coming in around. With this and the $25,000 we'll be paying Wright Pierce, this is going to come in substantially less. So we'll take the savings from this and the $95,000 that we'll get from the state, and we will refinance that debt and get that payment down, which will help next year and beyond.
And I believe, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, excellent.
And I believe, Chris, that the state requires the open bottom cement
But I
bridges
think
now,
the
basically.
numbers were much bigger in one of them for that.
Oh,
than
for that
another.
item.
For that item.
Yeah, that's
For that
fishing
item.
limit or something
So what's
like
it
that.
called?
Put that with a flat
CH
surface.
Stevenson.
I'll move we accept the lowest bid.
Second.
So, there's a motion by, Tim, second by, Mike to, approve the low bidder for the, Wilson Pond culvert replacement. It is, CH Stevenson. All those in favor? Thank you. Warrant number 26.
Items over $1,000. Blue Rock Earthworks, recycling and removal of material, $2,478.34. Copies, etc. This is town reports, $2,460. Dennis K. Burke for fuel, $1,073.43. Eco Maine for recycling and tipping fees, $2,449.10. Ed Garnier, Kilowatt Electric. This is for LED lighting at the North Station, completely replacing the lights up there, $1,417. Grimmel Industries for bulky waste removal, $3,451.44. John E. O'Donnell and Associates Incorporated, this is for tax map revisions, $2,623.25. Maine Equalization, our monthly assessing fee, $2,287.50. Maine Municipal Association for workers' comp insurance coverage, $9,692.55. Maine Municipal Employee Health Trust, this is for the employees' insurance, health, dental, life, vision, etc., $20,589.43. Mandarin Library Automation, this is our annual hosting fee for the library, $1,050. Monmouth Museum, this is the TIP award that you gave a few meetings ago, $2,500 for the painting outside of the museum area. MTE Turf Equipment Solutions, this was for work on the bed track machine, $1,777.81. Treasurer State of Maine for motor vehicle, $6,173.69. Another one for motor vehicle, $4,563.56. And for Moses to Treasurer of State of Maine for Moses Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, $27,516.74.
Move we approve the warrant, number 26.
Second.
So motion by Harold, second by Chris to approve warrant number 26. All those in favor? Thank you.
Another record.
Another record.
Another record.
Move we adjourn.
Second.
Stereo.
All those in favor?
Go ahead and take it from Mr. Guzkowski.